Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 282 of the podcast. How is everybody doing? Um, Crazy couple in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna be on this more than I'm gonna be actually watching any wrestling at this point. Hopefully that you're gonna just pace yourself. Not this coming weekend, obviously. In 2 weeks is WrestleMania week. I'm gonna be covering Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, so look for that. That's I think is gonna be around 4 on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be at 4 p.m. I believe it's gonna be here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to be covering it. It's going to be at 4 p.m. And I'm going to do the review. My podcast will already be up. I'm going to be doing everything early that week. Probably the podcast will go up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And then you're going to get the preview and predictions for that. It's probably going to be Thursday, right after Ring of Honor, obviously. And it's just, we're going to be going. We're going to be going. We're going to be moving and grooving. And I think what I'm going to do is, if there isn't anything that's going on big or I can use, I don't know what's going on, how I'm going to work everything, but I did a rough draft of my scheduling for that weekend. So, um, we had a decent week of wrestling. We had matches added to WrestleMania. We have little what is it called? We also had what was I going to try to say? We had some missing people, and we don't know what's going on with the status of some of the matches. But that's neither here nor there. But I want to start off this at saying congratulations to the Great Muta on being inducted to the 2023 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. Truly deserved, which will be happening on Friday after SmackDown. So go look for that. And so much more that week. But let's get right down to the podcast. And you know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be promoting the stuff that I use, and I'm very proud of using. There's one other thing that with my Astro Classics, I don't use that. They have just have such a good business model, and I support that. And they help the young youth of, so they could go get ready for their first day of school and everything like that. So, but the rest of the stuff I'm very 100% with, and that's basically about it. Please do me a favor and go and check out harrys.com. You can get all your shaving and toiletry essentials right there. Go to harrys.com. Please go, if you have a beard, go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com for all your beard essentials. Please do me a favor, go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. They have a new product of iced teas. They have half and half regular iced tea and peach. They also have the new flavor to the sparkling waters, which is melon, which I'm looking for that, and I'm looking for the peach iced tea. Please then go check that out, and go check out the ones that are already out. They have mango, lime, and mixed berry. Also, go check out the OGs, the regular spring water, and the sparkling unflavored water. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with House of Glory. I don't know where their next the next event is going to be on Fight TV. But if you are wanting to check out their next event, it's going to be sometime in, I think, April or Aprilish, if I'm not mistaken. You would have to go check out hotwrestling.net and get all the info right there. April 2nd is coming quicker than you can blink an eye. It's also the second night of WrestleMania, but it's a very important day in my family and in my life. It's World Autism Awareness Day. Please, it's very simple. April is Autism Awareness Month. We have one day. I do it all year round. I am my son's advocate. He cannot speak, so I am his advocate. I am basically when the whole advocacy spiel, I was doing it before it was cool, okay? So I want you to do me a favor. Obviously follow me on social media, which you'll get that after I tell you what you have to do. On April 2nd, please do me a favor and get something blue on, wear something blue, make a video, and do me a favor, tag me into it, or take a picture and tag me into it, please. And then and then hashtag it World Autism Awareness Day, and let's light up social media blue, because I wear blue every year. You should be too. It doesn't stop in April. It goes on and on every single day. I'm a special needs parent, and I love my son, and he needs to be helped, and he needs to be taken care of where he can't take care of himself. And please do your research. Please go take the time out and research autism, because somebody who is an autistic child now could be your autistic boss in the future. All right, let's start off with Ring of Honor will be on Saturday at 8 a.m. Review, standalone, whatnot. It gives you a little bit of extra of me during the week, and then there you go. So week 3, episode 2 will be up at 8 a.m. on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and you will enjoy that. So let's get on to Dynamite's review. Not Dynamite. AEW's Rampage. Sorry, we have to do Rampage then Dynamite. My apologies. They are at the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California. We start off with Action Andretti versus the Spanish God Sammy Guevara. Andretti ground and pounded Sammy. At the start of the match, he followed up with chops to Sammy's chest. Outside the ring, Action whipped Sammy into the metal ring steps. He connected with a split-legged moonsault for a near fall on Sammy. Andretti hit Sammy with a lariat, knocking him out of the ring. Andretti jumped to the outside and with a springboard, but Sammy countered with a massive thrust kick. Back in the ring, they traded forearms. Andretti nailed Sammy with a neck breaker. The fans began to chant, "Let's go, Action, let's go, Action." Action landed a 450 splash on Sammy for a near fall. Action attempted a running shooting star, but Sammy got the knees up. Sammy spiked Action with a DDT. Action rolled out of the ring to buy himself some time. Sammy cleared off the timekeeper's table. Andretti caught Sammy with a thrust kick. Action Andretti climbed to the top turnbuckle, jumped, and splashed onto Sammy. Both men crashed through the timekeeper's table. Action went back up top, but as the ref was distracted, Daniel Garcia shoved Action. Sammy hoisted Action and blasted him with a GTH. Sammy grabbed the pin as Garcia smirked, pleased with his interference. The Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Platinum Max Caster with Daddy Ass versus Jack Cartwheel and Starboy Charlie. Bowens used his strength to back Cartwheel into the corner. Bowens pounded Cartwheel with elbows. Bowens dropped the Sesame Timbers on Cartwheel. Starboy Charlie tagged in. Bowens used the arrival while Caster smashed down with mic drop. The Acclaim were victorious. After the match, Matt Menard and Angela Parker walked onto the ramp holding a Jericho Appreciation Society, hoping the Acclaim would consider joining them. Konosuke Takesha versus El Piro Pelagoso Preston Vance. Takashita connected with a Takashita line, then took Vance down with the discus lariat. Takesha walloped Vance with a Blue Thunder Bomb for a near fall. Konosuke cracked Vance with a knee to the face. Takesha tried for a pin, but Jose, the assistant, grabbed Vance's boot and placed it on the bottom rope. Vance rallied back with a discus lariat to Takesha, and Takesha dispatched of Jose. Takesha dodged another discus lariat and countered with a backslide for the win. Takesha is a star, said Jim Ross. We are on a streak, replied Callis. Mark Briscoe was in the ring to make an announcement. This was, if you go back to 281, this is pertinent to this information. Briscoe, the time we move forward with these titles, so I'm in the back talking to my main man, Tony Khan. I told Tony I had an idea for the titles. March 31st, Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. What do you say we get some of the best tag teams on the planet? Get a big ladder, hang the titles, and call it Reach for the Sky Ladder Match. Mark Briscoe invited the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zio and Ray Phoenix as the first entrants. So it's going to be fucking already off the chain, and I just got a little emotional, sorry. Main event time. Rio versus the Native Beast, Nyla Rose. I've noticed that Vicky Guerrero is no longer with, so I guess Marina Shafir is going to be wrestler / manager. Nyla rammed Rio with a shoulder. Rio rolled out of the way of a senton. Rio drop kicked Nyla out of the ring. Rio jumped to the outside with a diving crossbody press, but Nyla caught her. Nyla hit a standing vertical suplex on Rio. Marina dumped Rio with a judo throw on the arena floor while the ref was distracted. Rio mocked Nyla Rose with a diving Hurricane Rana and then a jumping knee strike. Rio landed with double foot stomp on Nyla for a near fall. Nyla Paris slammed Rio for a 2 count. Nyla placed Rio on the top rope and then connected with a guillotine knee drop off the top rope for a near fall. Nyla attempted a senton, but Rio rolled out of the way. Rio shocked Nyla with a Northern Light suplex. Nyla went for the cannonball in the corner, but Rio moved just in time. Nyla grabbed Rio for a powerbomb, but Rio escaped and pinned Nyla Rose. After the match, Nyla and Marina double-teamed Rio, who didn't take the loss lightly. The Outcasts, Saraya, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho went to the ring with cans of spray paint and spray painted Rio, and then took the boots to her. So that is that. That was Rampage from last week. We are going to go into SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, and then we're going to come right back to Dynamite, and then that is that. And I want to say thank you to the people over at Ringside News for getting you the rundowns of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. I want to say thank you properly to them. And please do me a favor, go to my social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Mel's Mat Chat. Go check out Snapchat and Facebook. All right, SmackDown from last week. SmackDown tonight will feature a big fatal five-way match to determine who will challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 39. It should be interesting to see how things play out on the show. SmackDown kicks off with the Usos arriving to the arena to meet Paul Heyman. Jey Uso immediately asks for Roman Reigns. Heyman hugs Jey and says that he is proud of him. Jey tells Heyman to tell Reigns that Jey is looking for him. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Karrion Kross versus LA Knight versus Xavier Woods. Kofi Kingston was supposed to be in this match, but due to an injury, Xavier Woods got the opportunity to take his place. The match kicks off with Woods attacking LA Knight. A brawl breaks out, and eventually McIntyre and Sheamus are left in the ring alone. The two stars stare down, but both attacked from behind by Knight and Kross. We come back from commercial break. The match continues with Knight and Kross teaming up against Woods in the corner. The two heels stomp on Woods before attacking McIntyre as he enters the ring. Sheamus drags Knight out of the ring and throws him to the barricade before Kross attacks Sheamus from behind. Kross enters the ring and elbow drops Woods, and Kross gets back in the ring to again team up with Knight. Kross and Knight hit a double suplex to McIntyre. Sheamus hits a diving lariat from the top rope to Knight. Kross locks McIntyre in a single leg Boston Crab before breaking the hold to prevent Knight from pinning Sheamus. Knight and Kross began to argue before Knight hits Kross with a right hand. Woods hits Knight with a forearm and then Kross with a lariat. Woods hit Sheamus with a super kick and then plants Kross with a DDT. Woods goes to the top rope and hits an elbow drop to Knight. Woods covers, but the three other wrestlers they run all in to break the pin attempt at 2. We come to a commercial break, back live with Kross and Knight again working as a team against McIntyre until Knight goes to hit Kross with a suplex. The two struggle on the top rope before McIntyre pops up and completes the Tower of Doom. McIntyre goes to hit the Future Shock DDT to Knight, but Knight counters with a lariat. Sheamus runs in to hit Knight with a big power slam. Sheamus then grabs Woods and hits him with the 10 beats of the Batarang. No, really, he actually hits 10 this time. Shocking. And then Sheamus hits 10 more to Kross, then 10 to Knight. That's 30 beats of the Batarang. If gambling on wrestling does not become legal, it does become legal, I'll always take over on number of Batarang beats. Sheamus hits Woods with a bro kick and McIntyre hits Knight with a claymore. The two men both make the cover. For some reason, a second ref slides in the ring, and we get a double 3 count. For both refs look very confused, and Sheamus and McIntyre argue with each other. We cut away from the ring without a clear finish to the match. Winners Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. That's the best way to call it at this time. SmackDown returns after a commercial break with McIntyre and Sheamus screaming at each other in backstage before Butch and Rich Holland step in to separate the two. Michael Cole introduces the first member of the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame class, and it's Rey Mysterio. Before we get into that, I just want to make you aware, sometime towards the end of the year, they're going to pull Pete Dunne Butch out of the Brawling Brutes, and they're going to try to, he's going to go on his own. I would like to see JD McDonough get called up and be put in there. Maybe even a Tyler Bate, maybe that too, or possibly oh shit, who would benefit with from there? Um, I would like to see somebody from the UK. I would go through the roster from there, but I don't have the time, and I'm going to continue going. A video package was shown highlighting the career of Rey, and after that, Mysterio makes his way out to the ring in front of a appreciative crowd. Mysterio grabs the mic as the "You Deserve a Chance" are loud and clear. Rey is cut off by Dominic Mysterio coming out with the rest of the Judgment Day. Dominic asks Rey how many birthdays and holidays did Rey miss to make his Hall of Fame career. Dominic says he's ashamed to be Rey's son. Hearing this, Santos Escobar and the rest of Legado del Fantasma come out to the ring. Escobar says Rey must have let go of what Dominic did last week, but he didn't. Escobar calls out the Judgment Day for a match right now. So it's going to be Legado del Fantasma versus Judgment Day. The 6-man tag match begins with Del Toro hitting Balor with a dropkick. Priest tags in the match and hits a big boot. Priest covers for a 2 count and then tags Dominic in the match. Dominic hits a 3 Amigos to nuclear heat in front of the crowd before tagging Balor in the match. Del Toro escapes Balor and tags in Escobar in the match. Legado del Fantasma all tag in quickly to hit a lariat before Wild then tags in and hits a running splash. Priest tags in the match and hits a big right hand to Wild. Priest then hits a shoulder tackle and covers for a 2. Balor tags back in the match and hits a backbreaker before Priest tags back in and hits a leg drop. We come back from commercial break, back live with Escobar hitting Balor with a leaping forearm. Escobar hits a leg drop and covers for a 2. Dominic tags in and Del Toro tags in and hits a flying crossbody. Dominic springs off the ropes and Del Toro casually hits a standing Spanish fly that looks absolutely incredible. Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega begin to brawl outside the ring. Priest hits Del Toro with a big boot, and the ref is distracted despite Priest being in the match, and Dominic covers for 3. Judgment Day picks up the win. So then after the match, Dominic gets on the mic and asks the rest of the Judgment Day to leave the ring while he talks to Rey Mysterio alone. Rey gets in the ring and Dominic says he doesn't understand why Rey is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Dominic says he should have been Eddie's son. Dominic shoves Rey as the crowd cheers for him on. Dominic charges to Rey and Rey pulls down the middle rope to cause Dominic to crash to the outside. The rest of the Judgment Day hold back Dominic as Legado Fantasma run in to stand beside Rey. So we go to commercial break. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders. The match begins with Ricochet and Eric in a lockup. Ricochet gets in a side headlock. Ricochet then ducks a lariat and hits a Hurricane Rana. Ivar tags in and hits a big shoulder tackle. Strowman tags in and hits a big lariat to knock Ivar over the top rope. Ivar comes in and tosses over the top by Strowman, and then Ricochet hits a big dive to the outside to take them both out. Eric and both out to dive to the outside to take out both Eric and Ivar. We come back from a commercial break. The match continues live with Eric hitting a knee strike to Ricochet. Eric and Ricochet exchange forearms. strikes and obviously worn by the much larger Eric. Ivar grabs Strowman on the apron and slams Strowman to the barricade. Eric hits a powerbomb to Ricochet and Eric covers for it too. Ricochet ducks a lariat and hits a springboard moonsault from the middle rope. Strowman gets back on the apron and tags in as Ivar does. Strowman hits a running splash in the corner and then a drop kick to Ivar. Strowman exits the ring and after tagging Ricochet back in, and Ivar hits a shoulder tackle and Strowman runs to Eric, but Valhalla pulls Eric away, causing Strowman to crash over the announce table. Back in the ring, Ricochet distracted by Valhalla, which causes Ivar to hit a power slam and then a top rope splash. Ivar covers for the three winners, the Viking Raiders. SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair goes out to the ring. Michael Cole announces the champion will have a match with an opponent who will be revealed after this commercial break. Whoop-de-fucking do. So it was ended up Charlotte versus Shotzi Blackheart. The match begins with a handshake between the two babyface competitor. Charlotte gets a backslide headlock. Shotzi breaks free and spinning off the top rope for Hurricane Rana. Charlotte hits a big boot and goes to lock in the figure eight, but Rhea Ripley's music hits and she makes her way out. Off the distraction, Shotzi gets a quick inside cradle for a 2 count. Charlotte kicks out and stares down Ripley in the outside of the ring. Come back from commercial. The match continues live as Shotzi climbs the top rope to meet Charlotte and hits with her Hurricane Rana. Charlotte hits a big boot to knock Shotzi out of the ring. Charlotte hits a knife edge chop, and after a few more chops, Charlotte hits a fallaway slam. Charlotte hits a spear, then locks in the figure eight after staring down Ripley again. Soon after, locking in Shotzi to force the tap out. Winner Charlotte. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We come back from a commercial break. SmackDown returns. The Usos make their way out to the ring. Jimmy Uso says the bloodline is officially back together. Jey Uso tells the crowd to step into his shoes and asks what would they do. Jey says that just like him, they would do anything for family. Jey says he turned on Sammy because he had to. Jey says he never had a choice, and none of the fans even know what he's going through in this ring each and every week. Jey Uso says the only person he blames is Sami Zayn himself. Jimmy Uso says that now they have gotten rid of the Sami Zayn problem. The only problem left is Cody Rhodes, who conveniently was right there ready to go at Cody, making his way out to the ring. Cody says the Uso may have answered to Roman, but he doesn't. Cody says he only answers to the fans and they want to see them fight. Cody takes off his jacket. The Usos focus in on him. Sami Zayn slides under the ring, the last rope to get into the ring to attack Jey Uso from behind. Cody gets into the brawl, and Cody and Jey fight into the crowd. The brawl ends with Cody and Sami taking out the Usos, and Sami and Cody start standing tall in the ring together. And that is the end of SmackDown. Let's go right into Monday Night Raw, and then we go into Dynamite. I can actually get you out of here in a decent time. Monday Night Raw, with a little over a month away from WrestleMania 39, WWE will look to build out these storylines as we head into the biggest event of the year, which means that tonight's episode of Raw promises another exciting night of action as Edge calls out Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar comes face to face with Amos. The card as followed: Judgment Day versus Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Elias versus Bronson Reed. Edge calls out Finn Balor. Brock Lesnar face-to-face with Amos. Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green. Shockingly, this is her third match and she hasn't been injured. Knock on wood. Monday Night Raw starts. Edge's theme song and he goes out to the ring. He gets on the mic and he knows why he's here. He then calls out Finn Balor. The Judgment Day come out. Balor says he wants to hear what Edge wants to say. Edge says he came out here to end this, but Balor is going to hide back there. Edge says Balor isn't man enough to face, and he accepts Balor's challenge at WrestleMania. As Balor starts talking, Edge asks him to shut up. He said he says he wasted his comeback on Judgment Day and says he needs to accomplish what he needs to do in order to retire. He said he made the Judgment Day better and mocks them. He then says they have laid him out every single week and bashed Beth's skull in with a chair. He said there's the only way he can end this. And he challenges Balor to a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 39. So there was a part of this that I seen on Twitter that he's like, oh, if I go back there, you're going to sick Lurch, Pugsley, and Wednesday. Because they've been compared to the Addams Family. So that was pretty hilarious. Balor says it's been to hell before, and he accepts his challenge. The Judgment Day then proceeds to the ring. Edge tries to fight them off. Dexter Lumis, Candice LeRae, and Johnny Gargano come out to even the odds. We come back from commercial break. We have Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis versus the Judgment Day. Gargano attacks Dominic in the corner. He then hits the arm drag and hits him in the head. Dominic tags out and Priest comes into the ring. Gargano tags out. Priest knocks down Lumis. Priest with a right hand to Lumis. Lumis with a drop kick sending Priest outside. He comes back in the ring and Lumis takes him down and tags out. Priest tags out. Gargano with a Hurricane Rana sending him outside. He then dives onto Dominic and Priest. We come back from commercial break. Priest tags out and Dominic attacks Gargano in the corner. He tags out. Priest attacks him in the corner and tags out Dominic. Goes to work on Gargano. Dominic with three amigos. Cover 1-2 kick out. Dominic goes for the 619, but Gargano evades and hits the spear. Both men tag out and Lumis hits the spine buster on Priest and belly to belly back suplex. He follows it with a leg drop. Cover 1-2 kick out. And Lumis sends Priest outside. Both Lumis and Dominic take each other out. Rhea takes out Candice on the outside. She distracts Lumis and Priest hits the clothesline. He then plants Lumis and tags Dominic, who hits the frog splash. Cover 1-2. Gargano makes the save. Gargano sends Priest outside and dives onto him. Dominic goes for a suplex but is caught by Lumis. He tags out and Priest kicks him in the head before hitting the South of Heaven for the win. Judgment Day wins. Second match. Yes. Kathy Kelly is backstage. The Miz with The Miz. Chad interrupts and asks he has seen Otis. Miz asks him to put up flyers. Gable agrees. Miz is asked about having a co-host as he laughs. Damage Control are shown attacking Trish Stratus viciously. Amos heads out to the ring. We come back from commercial break. MVP starts by saying Brock is a brilliant athlete but is a terrible tactician. He says Lesnar's biggest mistake was accepting a match against Amos. Brock ends up coming out. Amos balls up his fist and shows it to Lesnar. He then shakes Amos' hand, but he won't leave the hand. He won't let go of the hand. Lesnar attacks Amos, but isn't enough as he is manhandled and tossed over the top rope. Botch City, here we come. Lesnar walks away. Hold on. Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight. Cody Rhodes comes out, and then LA Knight comes out. The match begins with Cody with an arm drag. Cody knocks Knight down. Cody is caught by Knight. Knight slammed into the barricade. He then slams him into the steel steps. Cody climbs to the top, but is taken out by Knight. We come back from commercial break. Knight hits a DDT on Rhodes. Covers 1-2 kick out. Cody knocks down Knight and hits a power slam. Cody hits the disaster kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rhodes goes power slam. Cody hits a disaster kick. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rhodes goes for the Cody cutter and is caught by and slammed. Cover 1-2 kick out. Knight goes for blunt force trauma, but Cody reverses it, hits the Cody cutter, and he then hits Crossroads for the win. Cody picks up the win. I want to see if this is my tablet or it's that. Unfortunately, Ringside News did not finish the run through, so now I got to look this up. So you got to just bear with me. Okay, I found through PW. I'm gonna put this on my. We actually have some breaking news. I'm gonna read it. Uh, a former trainer signs with AEW backstage producer, and that is Sarah Stock, formerly known as Sarada, the Dark Angel, and she's now a producer. Hopefully, the women's division gets better. Um, doo, 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 doo. And I want to thank PW Mania for this, for the run through. So then after the match, we have, once the match wrapped up, the American Nightmare gets on the mic and addresses Mr. Heyman. He said he's been warned by him not to involve himself in the bloodline businesses. He said he doesn't work for the bloodline. He could fight alongside Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens if he wants. He then talks about Mr. Heyman telling him not to make personal heading personal headings into his showdown against Roman Reigns. He explains why things have been extremely personal since he has returned to the WWE. Rhodes continues to mention how Reigns always wants to be acknowledged. He says he acknowledges him, but Reigns needs to acknowledge him, meaning Roman Reigns needs to acknowledge Cody Rhodes. He brings up being undefeated since coming back to the WWE. He says the one thing missing throughout his career is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. He then continues and multiple times repeats, on April 2nd, I will finish the story and finally capture that gold. Looks like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will be heading into night 2, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. And he vows to beat Reigns and become the first Rhodes family member to hold the WWE title. Interesting. Okay. Seth Rollins reacts to Logan Paul, KO, The Miz, and Baron Corbin interrupts. We see extended video footage of Logan Paul and Seth freaking Rollins being set up for WrestleMania Goes Hollywood on last week's show, including the knockout punch from Logan to Seth. After that, we return live where Byron Saxton is interviewed Zone backstage. He introduces the guest, at this time Seth Rollins. Rollins comes in with a ton of charisma and energy as usual. He begins responding to the footage we saw. He continues to talk, but interrupted by The Miz, who informs him that Logan Paul will host an exclusive Impulsive TV segment on Raw next week. Miz says he'll be a guest. In comes Baron Corbin, who says he's free too. He's being very desperate. He's not needed. Give other people a fucking shot, Mr. Corbin. Corbin tells Miz he's got a lot on his plate, being the host of WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, Night 1 and Night 2. He tells him to let him co-host with him. Corbin then tells Rollins he's a 3-time Golden Globe boxing champion. He offers to give him some pointers. Corbin needs to get away from WWE for like 6 months to really refresh himself. Rollins thanks him and says he knows Corbin is going through some problems right now. He said he'd rather take boxing lessons from his young daughter. Corbin then challenges Rollins to a fight tonight. Rollins says he is in a fighting mood and then makes it official for later tonight. He walks off laughing. Miz tells Corbin that if he handles Seth, he'll put in a good word to Logan for him. At this, we head to another commercial. Come back, we have Elias versus Bronson Reed. We see Elias heading to the ring with his guitar in hand and Rick Boogs by his side. He settles in the ring for our next scheduled match of the evening here on Raw. From there, the music dies down and the theme goes to the opponent. Bronson Reed makes his way to the ring. The bell sounds. We are officially off and running. This one. The commentators point out that Reed has been undefeated since returning to the scene in WWE. Reed immediately charges across the ring, flattens Elias. He follows up with some big slams, but then Elias starts firing back with punches. Reed ends up fighting back with the lead and hitting a big splash on Elias in the corner. He clotheslines him out of the corner and he goes for the cover. Elias kicks out. We see Rick Boots taking notes at ringside as the action continues. Elias hits Symphony, but Reed brushes it off with a silicone power slam. He follows up that with a Tusami splash off the top rope for an easy pinfall. Winner Bronson Reed. Chad Gable is searching for Otis. Becky Lynch and Lita check on Trish Stratus in the trainer's room. We see Kathy Kelly standing backstage outside the doctor's trainer's room. She says she hopes to get an update on Trish Stratus' condition after the attack she suffered earlier tonight at the hands of Damage Control. Chad Gable walks up and tells her to shush. He then shows some missing flyers and asks if she has seen or heard from Otis. She says she hasn't, and he walks off to continue the search. As Kelly continues to talk about Trish's condition, we see the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Lita and Becky Lynch, walk past her to go into the doctor's trainer's room to check out on her. She asks if they know what's up and they ignore her. We head to another commercial break. Kevin Owens wants to fly solo against Solo Sikoa. Now we return from break and see Kathy Kelly standing backstage. She introduces her guest at this time, Kevin Owens. She asks him why he has battled every member of the bloodline over the past year, so why he hasn't asked for help from Sami Zayn or accepted it. Owens said he did ask for help, but didn't get it. He then brings things up to date and says tonight in the street fight, he doesn't want to see Sami Zayn or Cody Rhodes out there. He wants to fight Solo Sikoa and the bloodline on his own, like he has been doing, and like he's going to be that he's going to keep on doing. A look back at John Cena's return from last week. After the Kevin Owens segment, we hear Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick remind us of John Cena's return on last week's show. From there, we are sent an exclusive package showing Cena's return and confronted by WWE United States Champion Austin Theory. As noted, the two are set to collide at WrestleMania when WrestleMania goes Hollywood. Austin Theory confronted by the Street Profits. We then shoot backstage and we see WWE United States Champion Austin Theory walking backstage when the Street Profits start poking him out. Punking him out, sorry. Montez Ford says Theory won't do nothing. They call him Baby John Cena and compare him to Eminem in 8 Mile, calling him a choke artist. Theory then goes to say the Street Profits probably won't have jobs in a couple of weeks, and then mention how he doesn't blame John Cena for focusing on him because he's the hottest thing in WWE today. Mr. Theory, I'm gonna take a little sip, and I'm gonna tell you you're not the hottest thing in WWE right now. Because Dominic Mysterio is. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Austin Theory. I'm not kidding you. When you go into that match with John Cena, you better fucking hang with him because he's going to be the key to getting you to the next level. Plain and simple. He then says he's curious who is tougher of the two Street Profits. He says he's definitely not Montez Ford. He said he's just a big bag of jokes, and that every time he gets an opportunity, he falls flat on his face. He says, rise to the top, everyone. He then mentions the smoke. They always mention and say they don't want none. Then Angelo Dawkins steps in front of Ford and gets serious. Theory and Dawkins end up setting up a showdown for tonight. Before walking off, Theory asks what Street Profits are doing at WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, nothing. Which is good because they shouldn't be fine. I was waiting. I'm waiting. I was kind of scared through this whole thing with the tag titles. I thought they were going to do a fucking fatal four-way. Just so that they get a payday. They don't necessarily have to be in it. They could be doing other things. You know, getting ready for their own, getting there ready for their next feud. Angelo Dawkins versus Austin Theory. And we go to commercial break. We return from the break. Theory is standing in the ring, talking off mic to himself. But how is there no one in WWE on his level? From there, his music dies down and he waits for the arrival for his opponent. And then the Street Profits come out and Dawkins goes into the ring. And the bell sounds and we're officially off and running with this one. Straight out of the gate, we see Dawkins utilizing his amateur wrestling background, taking it to Theory and bringing the United States champion down to the mat and controlling him. Theory starts to fight back and we head to a mid-match commercial break as the action continues. We return from the break and see Theory fighting his way back into the offensive driver's seat as he does. He eventually connects with an 8-count down and the 3 count for the win. After the match, Theory isn't done and slaps John Cena's favorite submission, the STF, on a beaten down Dawkins. Ford runs to the ring and makes the save. He does the Cena "you can't see me" gesture as we head to another commercial break. The wise man confirms Roman Reigns for Raw next week. We return from break to Kathy Kelly being joined by her guest at this time, Paul Heyman. The wise man of the bloodline talks about how they have discovered a problem and says they're going to deal with it tonight. Kevin Owens. He goes to walk off, but then turns around and comes back and says the bloodline also has a problem with name Cody Rhodes. He runs down what Cody Rhodes said earlier and calls him a schmuck. He then says he'll give him a chance to acknowledge Roman Reigns next week on Raw from St. Louis, Missouri. I have a prediction. Randy Orton's going to be showing up somehow. Heyman then confirms Roman Reigns will be here on Raw. He says Cody will acknowledge the tribal chief, and if he doesn't, he will make the biggest professional and business decision of his life. He'll decide if he's a challenger or he's a problem. He assures Cody that he is a problem, and Reigns would love to personally solve that problem, and Heyman walks off. Ric Flair to unveil the next WWE inductee to the 2023 Hall of Fame, and we know now it's the Great Muta. We shoot back inside the arena where it is announced that Ric Flair will be special guest on the bump, and he will reveal the official second inductee into the class of 2023 of the WWE Hall of Fame. And I'm going to do a little bit of a na 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 hey 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 goodbye. The Bellas have gone. The Bellas are fucking finally gone from the WWE. We are a Bella-free WWE. Praise Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And that's my rubbing it in time of the week. Rey Mysterio turns down WrestleMania challenge from Dominic Mysterio. We see an extended video package on the first official inductee, Rey Mysterio. The theme for the Pro Wrestling Legend hits as we return live to the arena. The masked fan favorite makes his way to the ring. He talks about honor of being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, and then is interrupted by the sounds of his son's theme song. Dominic Mysterio makes his way out and heads to the squared circle to confront his pops, or Hefe. Dom talks about his history with Ray being a bad father, doing such dastardly deeds by buying him a BMW and not even an M series when all of his friends were getting Mercedes. He, some way, somehow, Vince McMahon heard Mercedes and fucking probably wanted to scream because he thinks that Dominic was talking about Mercedes Monet or Mercedes Renato. He then challenges Ray to a match at WrestleMania. Ray reacts. He says he doesn't know how many times he's got to tell him this. He's not going to fight his own son. He says whether he believes it or not, he and his son, he's believe it or not, he's his son, and he still loves him no matter what. He says there will be no match at WrestleMania. Dominic tries to pull the pug card, asking the fans if this is their Hall of Famer. He asks if he's going to just walk away. He says, do what you do best. He says he ran away from Raw. He ran away from his entire family, and he will run away from him. He says the only thing Ray taught him is what not to be. He drops the mic, stares him down. Ray turns as his head down and dejected. He continues walking and heads to the back. Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, and Lita react to Damage Control's attack on Trish Stratus. We shoot backstage and see Kathy Kelly standing outside the doctor's trainer's room again. We see the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch, and WWE Hall of Famer Lita emerge along with WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. They vow to kick Damage Control's ass for attacking Trish. Trish says she's been hit harder and says they should have had finished the job when they had the chance. Seth freaking Rollins versus Baron Corbin. We shoot back to the arena and we hear the familiar sounds of Miz's theme song. Corey Graves informs us that the host of WrestleMania 39 Goes Hollywood will join them on commentary for the next match for the evening. On that note, we head to pre-match commercial break as WrestleMania 39 host gets comfortable. We return from break. The Miz is settled in his seat. Corbin comes out to the ring, and the commentators talk about the announcement of Impulsivity TV segment with Logan Paul on next week's show. Seth freaking Rollins finally comes out, and he's doing his shtick. He goes to the ring, and they're off and running. Straight out of the gate, we see Rollins taking it to Corbin. Miz asked Graves if he really will help get Corbin booked on Impulsivity. Miz jokes that it's already booked up, claiming everyone wants in. Corbin starts to shift momentum to his favor, but Rollins quickly regains control of the action, which spills out to the floor. Rollins hits a nice dive and blasts Miz with a shot at commentary desk. Back in the ring, we see Rollins conducting the fans as they sing along to his theme song. He sets Corbin up and connects with a stomp for the pinfall victory. He then talks into the camera off mic, tells Logan Paul he'll see him next week. Dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Otis sides with the Maximum Male Models over Chad Gable, so that's broken up. We shoot backstage and we see Chad Gable running around looking for Otis. Up walks Mustafa Ali, who tells Gable he hasn't seen him smile in a while. Gable tells him to shush, and he continues walking. Gable sees Otis in front of a photo shoot getting pictures taken by the Maximum Male Models. Gable walks up and asks what the heck is going on. Maximum Male Models mention their scheduled match has been postponed. Finally, Maximum Male Model walks off and calls Otis to come with them. Gable acts like that didn't happen and tells Otis they're missing their morning workout, but can cram an hour session into 20 minutes. Otis gets ready and goes with him, but off camera, we hear Maximum Male Models call for Otis again. This time he tells Gable, sorry, coach, and walks off to join the Maximum Male Models. So that's that. The Alpha Academy has been killed. We have Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green. We go and the bell sounds and we're officially off the running with this non-title women's showdown. We see Belair jump off to an offense lead coming out of the gate while Graves talks on commentary about Twitter getting on his case for talking too frequently about how hot his wife is, Carmella. As Green starts to take over, she goes for a cover and nearly pins the win. But Belair hangs on to keep this one alive. She yells at her off mic that close but wasn't close enough. As she starts to take over on offense, on that note, we head to a mid-match commercial break. We return from the break and we see Belair taking it to Chelsea Green is shown on the apron outside of the ropes. Belair rolls her up from there and crashes through the ropes into a pin attempt, but kicks out at 2. She gets back up and takes over control of offense. Belair takes back over and hits a KOD for the pinfall and the victory. Once that match was over, we see Carmella hit the ring and attempts to join Chelsea Green on a 2-1 post-match beatdown of the Raw Women's Champion. Then Asuka comes out. Asuka hits the ring and helps Belair take out Green and Carmella. Once she clears the ring of the two, she picks up Belair's Raw Women's Championship. Belair reaches out, but Asuka pulls it away. This happens a few more times, and then Asuka dances around with the belt. Belair reaches for the title again, and once more Asuka yanks it back, and then lets out a psycho laugh. As we see the blue junk over her teeth, she continues to crackle after dropping the Raw Women's title in front of Belair. The story with these two gets creepier every week, as Graves points out heading into WrestleMania Showdown for the title. This needs to be on night 2, opening. All right, we have a title match, opening and closing. Bam, solves the problem. That's exactly the way it's going to be on night 1. The women's championship match opens and the tag team championship closes. Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens in a street fight match. Both competitors head out to the ring, and they both meet up on the ramp. Sikoa meets Owens and they start the fight. They brawl down to the ringside and finally enter the ring where the bell sounds to officially get the match underway. A street fight? I thought a street fight is in the streets. Why is it in the ring? They should be doing that immediately. I am my ear, my nudge. We see Owens continue to dominate the action of the Providence crowd cheer him on. The fight spills out to the floor, and again, Owens bounces Sequoia Dome off the commentary desk. The fans break out, "We want tables," chant. A table pulled out from underneath the ring, Sequoia takes over on offense. We head to a mid-match commercial break as the action continues. In the street fight main event, we return from break. We see Sequoia still dominating on offense. He takes it to Owens and then brings him to the top rope after unfolding and setting two steel chairs facing up each other, basically making a bed. He then brings Owens off the top and slams him onto the both chairs hard. Somehow Owens starts fighting back soon after. This and the action spills out to the floor again. The brawl all the way up the entrance way and then pass through the backstage area, where Owens is immediately attacked by and beaten down by Jimmy and Jey Uso. The Uso drags a lifeless Owens out after blasting him with stereo super kicks. This is why we need the Bucks to go to WWE. Oh shit, it's gonna be super kick party from here to Kingdom Come. Sequoia follows behind them as the three Bloodline members bring Owens back into the ring. They take turns blasting him with super kicks and beat him down where this is legal in a street fight. Sequoia hits a Samoan spike to follow up and gets the easy pin victory as the fans rain down on the ring with various louds of boos. Owens looks to be hurt after the Bloodline finally exit the ring. Corey yells, "My God, we got to get Kevin some help." The Bloodline members let out a cry as they went off the air. All right, AEW Dynamite. They were coming from. Let me get this blown up because I can't see a bloody fucking thing. They were coming from the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The show opened with the AEW World Champions MJF Bar Mitzvah. By the way, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. MJF, cut my music. We're here to celebrate the most important day in record history, my birthday. After March 5th, we tapped out your boy Bryan Danielson to go on to retain the most important championship in pro wrestling. I am no longer a man. I'm an icon, Iron Man. So it's time to celebrate my Bar Mitzvah. Jungle Boy Jack Perry interrupts the celebration. Jack Perry, so Sammy Guevara comes out. Sammy walks down to the ring and joins MJF and Jungle Boy. Sammy, Max, oh Max, Darby Allin's music comes out. Jesus Christ. It was like one right after another. MJF, cut it. No. See, you guys are ruining my Bar Mitzvah. What do you guys want? All three at the same time replied, we want a championship match. Jungle Boy, we have to sit back there each and every week for you to take a 20-minute to do some old hokey BS that you've been doing for the last 4 years. The whole place revolves around you, and the first step in changing that is taking that title off of you. Sammy, you talk too much. You've done that your entire life. You literally walked your way through the door, talked your way through the into the door here at AEW. I had to grind for 10 plus years on the independents to get here. When I finally got here, was told I was only supposed to be the inner circle job guy. I was only supposed to be the bump guy for Jericho, but I overcame every obstacle. I'm like you. I never had the machine pushing me. I never needed it. Sammy Guevara is going to be a world champion because I'm the best ever and you know it. MJF, Sammy, that was cute. You kind of took my catchphrase there. Darby, Max, enough. It's my turn. My first day at pro wrestling school, I said you're either going to make it as Darby Allin or you're going to fail as Darby Allin. But you're not going to change a thing. Now, he was in college. He shot a movie, didn't the teacher said you got to have to reshoot this. This is not what we have here at this school. So let me change the where I am. I'm going to quit. So he quit, went to the wrestling school. I told Tony Khan there will never be a bidding war for Darby Allin. AEW means a whole lot more than it ever meant to you. I know I'm going to do if you know what I'm going to do if you don't give me a championship match. I'm going to beat your head in with a skateboard and take you down with a headlock. MJF, Jungle Boy, has Christian. Sammy has Jericho. Darby has Sting. I don't have anyone because I didn't need to be enrolled in AEW Daddy Daycare. I've been ready since day one. We are the pillars. We are the past, the present, the future of pro wrestling. But I'm the only pillar who can keep this place up. That's fact. I have beaten each one of you in singles competition, and you think you deserve a shot at my championship? Nah. I'm going to eat my cake. Thank you. Screw you. Bye. Max knocked out of the ring and fell onto a table right onto his cake. The trios championship match. Oh, it's not a championship match. It's just a trios match. Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta. Yuta bull rushed Evil Uno into the corner. Moxley tagged in and began choking Evil Uno with Uno's vest. Claudio tagged in and took down Evil Uno with a lateral press. Yuta tagged and the BBC continued to single out Evil Uno with their attacks. Stu Grayson grabbed a tag, leaping over Moxley to take out Yuta. Grayson took down Claudio with a Meteora. Grayson planted Moxley. Stu spiked Claudio with a DDT for a near fall. Mox and Claudio worked in a tandem to lower the ropes, sending Grayson tumbling to the arena floor. After Claudio ping-ponged Grayson against the guardrail, they nailed Grayson with a pile driver on the floor. The BBC worked over Stu back in the ring with Mox spiking Stu with a pile driver. Grayson tracked Max with a running knee strike. Grayson tagged out to Hangman Adam Page, and Page cleaned house on the BBC. Blackpool Combat Club, BCC, sorry. One-man destruction team right there, said Tony Schiavone. Page powerbombed Yuta, and Evil Uno followed it up with a senton on Tomoko. Max tagged in and squared off with Page. They traded strikes with one another. Page walloped Mox with a lariat. Page was about to attempt the buckshot lariat when Wheeler Yuta smashed the ring bell against Page's head, unbeknownst to the distraction of the referee. Yuta chopped, blocked Evil Uno. Moxley got dropped by the paradigm shift from Evil Uno. Grayson and Evil Uno connected with the fatality on Moxley. Wheeler Yuta broke up the pin attempt by the Dark Order. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome. This is awesome." The BCC isolated Stu Grayson, and then Moxley tapped out Grayson with a bulldog choke. Moxley held onto the choke, and after the match, Evil Uno jumped into the ring to come to his friend's aid, and the BCC triple team John Silver and Alex ran down to the ring, and the BCC retreated through the crowd. This portion we kind of already knew, and I gotta fix myself. Sorry. Ay, ay, ay. This was the match was basically a ruse, basically, and it was ridiculous. TBS Championship Canadian Open Challenge: Jade Cargill versus Nicole Matthews. Jade shoved Nicole and then kicked her. Jade pump kicked Nicole and then pinned her with a Jaded. Renee Paquette entered the ring to interview Jade, who is now 54 and no, sorry, 53 and 1. If you're a JD from New York, you'll understand what the heck is going on. Jade, is that it? Is that all you have to offer, Canada? Taya Valkyrie's music began to play, and she walked down to the ring. Taya and Jaded faced off in the center of the ring. Layla tried to hit Taya from behind, but Taya countered when she planted Layla with Jaded. Tony Schiavone interviewed Absolute Ricky Starks in the back. Starks, Juice, what have you done? Come on and bring it anytime, any place. The debut of QTV with the TNT champion Powerhouse Hobbs and QT Marshall. It was a parody of TMZ. Footage was shown of Aaron Solo breaking into Warlow's car and stealing the championship. QT Marshall was the one who orchestrated the whole break-in. AEW International Championship match: freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett. Jay Lethal was in a sling from his match from last week. So Lethal decided to stay in the back. Jarrett tossed Orange with an arm drag. Orange jumped over Jarrett with a leaping frog, and Orange knee buckled. Orange Cassidy chopped away at Jarrett. Jarrett applied the sharpshooter to Orange, cranking on Orange's knee. Orange forced his way out and put the sharpshooter on Jarrett. Double J grabbed the bottom rope with the help of Sanjay and Sadama Singh. Jarrett put a sleeper on Orange Cassidy. Orange countered with a jawbreaker to Jarrett. While the ref was dealing with Sanjay, Sadama interviewed from the outside, pulling Orange's neck across the top rope, whiplashing Orange. Jarrett ducked the Orange punch and then shoved Orange into the ref. Sanjay slid the guitar in the ring for Jarrett. Ref Aubrey Edwards power walked to the ring and pulled the guitar away from Jarrett. Orange picked up the guitar, but Sadama pulled it away from Orange, tricked Aubrey into thinking Sadama hit Orange with a guitar. Aubrey ejected Sadama while Jarrett distracted by Bryce Remsburg. Jay jumped into the ring and cracked Orange with a stolen golden globe. The thing looks so fucking fake. It's ridiculous. Trent sprinted to the ring and began to brawl with Lethal. Jarrett tried for the smoke, but Orange countered with the Orange Punch and pitted Jarrett. With the AEW All Atlantic title retired, Orange Cassidy becomes the first AEW International Champion. Holy shit. They've already retired a fucking title. And they're not even 5 years. This is ridiculous. We heard from the Outcast, Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, and Soraya. Ruby Soho, let me tell you all a story. Once upon a time, the grass was greener here at AEW until a couple of dogs came along and pissed all over that grass. Or should I say, bitches came and pissed all over the grass. Soraya, we'll show them that AEW is our house. Without us, there wouldn't be a division. You can boo all you want, but you're lucky we're here. Tony, listen up, fat people. It's just so unorganic to what she says out of her mouth. When I became champion here, when I became interim champion, I wore it with a smile on my face, and none of you appreciated it at all. But your current champion beat me, and you loved it. And then you realize none of you people know what you want. So we're here to give you what you need, and that's a change of division. We are the Outcasts, and we're not going anywhere. AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, ran down to the ring, but they were outnumbered. Ruby hit Britt with a Destination Unknown. Riho, Sky Blue, and Willow Nightingale sprinted down, and the Outcasts retreated. Main event time. Triple threat. AEW World Trios Championship match. The House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black versus the Elite, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Nick Mac Jackson, versus the Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and Sammy Guevara. Brody King and Sammy Guevara began the match with their respective teams. Brody chopped Sammy, knocking them right to the mat. Garcia tagged in but was knocked down by Brody's force. Jericho tagged in as well as Malachi did. Malachi Black. I just want to make sure everybody's aware. Jericho may be from Winnipeg, but he's actually born and bred and born here in the United States. He's from Manhasset. There's actually, if you Google it, please do. There's a town in Long Island here, which is like literally 20 minutes away from me. Anything in Nassau County, Long Island is 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you are basically in the town of Jericho. I don't lie. All right. So there you go. Omega tagged himself in and faced off with Jericho, but the House of Black jumped into the ring, swarming Omega and Jericho. Jericho nailed Black with a black backbreaker. Nick Jackson tagged himself in and took down Sammy and Garcia. Nick planted Malachi with a facebuster. Malachi answered with a knee strike to Nick Jackson. Buddy Matthews rammed Nick Jackson into the turnbuckles. Nick powered his way to a tag to Omega. Kenny connected with a snapdragon to Brody and Malachi. Omega moonsaulted Matthews for a near fall. Jericho and Omega faced off again. The House of Black charged at them. Omega and Jericho worked together to fight off the House of Black, and then a hockey fight broke down between Omega and Jericho. All three teams began to trade offensive shots. Omega went for the V-trigger on Matthews, but Jericho stopped him with a Walls of Jericho. The Bucks broke up the move with super kicks. Brody King smashed them with double lariats. Omega wiped out Jericho with the Terminator dive. The House of Black tried to prevent Omega from returning to the ring, but Nick Jackson intervened. Sammy nailed Matt with a Spanish fly. Kenny Omega blasted Brody with a knee strike. Omega and Jericho teamed up to suplex Brody off the top. Jericho caught Kenny off guard with a code breaker for a near fall. Footage was shown from backstage of the Dark Order and the Blackpool Combat Club, who were still brawling. Matt Jackson used the locomotion Northern Lights suplex on Garcia. Nick Jackson springboarded off the ropes, but Jericho grabbed him with a code breaker. Brody rammed Daniel and Sammy with cannibal sentons in the corner turnbuckles. The House of Black swarmed Jericho. They spiked Jericho with Dante's Inferno. Brody covered Jericho for the pin attempt, but Omega broke it up. Jericho grabbed the baseball bat and cracked Brody in the face with it while the ref was distracted. And I thought triple threats or this type of match had no rules. Just saying. Malachi smacked Jericho with the back heel kick. The House of Black finished off Garcia with Dante's Inferno and pinned him. The Dark Order with Adam Page and Blackpool Combat Club brawled from the back all the way to the ringside area. The BCC and Hangman outnumbered the ring until the Elite jumped into the ring and the BCC is off, backed off. Next week, they're going to be coming from the Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri, I think. So that is that. That's going to be that is over with. So that is that. I will be back here Saturday morning with episode 2, week 3 of Ring of Honor TV. So go and enjoy that. I'll be back here Saturday tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So go that. If you're here on Twitter, not Twitter, YouTube, please go and like, subscribe, and share all my videos. Please turn on my bell for all notifications so when I post, you know about it. Please go check out the people over at harrys.com for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Please do me a favor and go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials. Please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and murder your thirst with 4 new products. New sparkling water, which is melon. 3 iced teas, which are peach, lemon and lemon iced tea and lemonade, and regular iced tea. And you can still get their original products, which are the sparkling water and the regular spring water. Please, if you love coffee and you want to be up and you want coffee to kick ass and take names, please go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com and go and get your tri-pack of gingerbread, pumpkin spice, and blueberry vanilla. That's permanent now. Please also do me a favor, go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. I'm hoping that their next event will be on Fight TV. If not, you will know about it and you'll get it from me. Please, on April 2nd, we have World Autism Awareness Day. Please do me a favor on all my social media that I've given you. Please go wear something blue and tag me into it. Also, hashtag it World Autism Awareness Day because it doesn't stop only with just one day or even 1 month. And we just want to get the word out there. So I am out of here for Friday. I will see you Saturday morning at 8 a.m. I love you all. Enjoy the weekend. And it's getting to the wire. Like this time in 2 weeks, we're going to be getting ready for WrestleMania. So I am going to get my ass out of here for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Friday. I love you all. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. for Ring of Honor review. Love you all. Have a great afternoon. Bye bye.